Hi, I'm Rowling, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ontario, Canada. Thank you for joining me today. Don't worry about sizes or supplies for this card as they are attached to this video. If you enjoy watching this video, could you please like and share as this helps me grow my channel? And if you could leave a comment, that would be wonderful, as I love to see where you're watching from or what you think of the card. If you aren't already subscribed, please click the subscribe button and hit notifications so you will know when I post a new video. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to help you out. My contact information is attached. Today we're going to be making this card. I'm using the Forever Fern bundle. I stamped 2 of these from Mossy Meadow. I stamped this one twice and this one twice out of Mossy Meadow. I stamped this one 4 times out of Cherry Cobbler, and I stamped this one twice out of Crushed Curry. And I used this butterfly for the 3 butterflies that we have. And I used from A Touch of Ink, the Thinking of You. And I used the Old World paper embossing folder, and that's the design you get. Isn't that pretty? Just so nice. Now I use this is Ornate Frame dies, and I use this one right here. Oops. Just like that. And I stamped the Thinking of You first, and then I cut it out, and I have that all done so that it speeds up the video and you don't have to watch me do that. You all know how to do that, so there's no point in me rehashing that. Now I use Cherry Cobbler, Crushed Curry, Mossy Meadow, and my Momento Black ink. And I'm not going to give you the card sizes or the cardstock sizes, because I always screw it up. You need an envelope, you need a white card back, you need the inside, you need larger of the Cherry Cobbler, smaller Mossy Meadow, and even smaller of the actually this is Whisper White, but we have switched cardstock to basic white now because of COVID. Our supplier for Whisper White went out of business, so we had to start looking, and we found a company, and now we have basic white. I just got it in, and it looks basically the same. And I'm told it works really well too. So it's going to take a while to change my thoughts on what I say, because I'm always going to be thinking Whisper White, because that's what I've used all along. And to change it to basic white, it could be a challenge for me, but bear with me. I'll get it one of these days. And this is Mossy Meadow, and then I just glued that on it too, and all the sizes are attached to the video. And here's all my leaves that I have done, and I cut out with the die cuts, and I pre-did them because you don't need to watch me cut all those out. Now I will show you what I did. I said this is the long leaf, this is the small leaf, and this is the medium leaf, and that's the one I did in the Cherry Cobbler. So hopefully that will explain what I did. Oh, and this one I called it Eucalyptus. I don't know if it's eucalyptus, if they meant it, but it looks like that. So that's what we're going with. That's my thoughts, and I'm sticking with it. Now, what I'm going to, what did I do with the, I had white. Yes, there it is. I had Worcester white here, and I'm going to show you how I did the butterfly. Oops, I'm making a mess here. Now, what I did is I stamped out one in crushed curry, and then I did two in the, oops, dropping things. What a day I'm having. Does anybody else have days like that? Today seems to be a bad day. I had a headache all day yesterday, and I still have a headache today, but it is getting better. So what I did is I stamped this just like that, and then I went over here and I stamped it again because I wanted it stamped off. And oh, I'm going to get rid of this because it's an accident waiting for me to happen for me. And then all I did is I took my Stella and I colored this in just with the Stella, so it gives it a pop of shimmer, but it brings that color into the center and just kind of pops that butterfly. And I did the one I did last first because it has the least amount of ink on it, and you want to do it fairly quickly before the ink dries so that you can drag it into the center so that you've got your colored butterfly. Look at my hands, I got it all over. And then you just clean off your Stella. And then you take your punch. This is the Duet punch. Duet butterfly punch. Yeah, butterfly duet. I'm getting things backwards today too. And then you just line it up, and then I turn it over so that it pops onto my paper so I don't lose it, because otherwise they fly. They just take off. It's like they have a life of their own. And then I'll get rid of these. And what I did is, oh, I forgot to, oh, silly me. Always forget the center. Don't forget the center. It just adds some life to these butterflies. Just like that. And I'm using it on my piercing pad so it has a nice give to it. So it gives a much better impression. Now, what I did, I've already got two of them on here so that it doesn't take a lot of time. And I had my scissors. You can use your take your pick tool. You can use your pokey tool. You can use your scissors, whatever you want. And you just roll that into a long, almost like a stem. And what I do is I take my paper and hold it there so that it's there. And then I come along with my butterfly and I press the butterfly on, put up the wings, and they're ready to put on my card once it's done. Now, yes, I'm going to do the center first. This is what I did in the center. No big deal. And I'm going to get my envelope and my center, and we're going to stamp that. I don't really need the piercing mat because this is a red rubber stamp and it already has the foam behind it, but since it's on my desk, I might just as well. And then I stamped once, and then I stamped off. Oh, I've got something across there. Well, that's lovely. Oh, well, maybe I'll do butterfly across. No, I can flip it over. That's what I will do. I will flip it over. Just like that. And then coming from the same plant. There we go. Now, with this, I did the same basic thing. I think I'm going to stamp off this time and then stamp there. Yes, I like that better. Stamp off. I think I stamped off for the other. Just like that. So when you do your cherry cobbler leaves, stamp them off. The crushed curry should go full strength, and the mossy meadow is stamped off too. So get rid of that. We have that done. So we can just start assembling now. Clear things out. Where's everything? I put things on top of it. That's what I did. Clean up for a minute. Sorry. Gets me working in this little itty bitty tiny area, and it's just not the easiest thing to do when you're trying to get stuff that's underneath that everything else. Okay, so I'm taking my glue. Actually, I'm going to glue this first. That was a big glob. I don't want that there. Now, I like using the liquid glue on anything that you have embossed because it gives it a much firmer foundation, because the glue goes into all the little crevices that have been made by the 3D embossing folders, and it just makes it stay there a little bit better. You can use your Seal Plus too, or tear and tape, anything like that. But you need a fairly strong glue because of all the ridges that are in the folders. Oops. I could have put it on that side, but I hadn't taken out the marks from the when I cut it. See, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a ridge there on the back from the trimmer. And then all you have to do is just come along and go like that, but you go along all the edges and that will take it off. Just like that. And now we will put these down. And you need to put this one down first. I should do this over here because we're working with the glue and I don't want it to get all over everything and stick up my work surface. Just like that. And then I'm kind of putting it in the center, but I'm tilting it a little bit sideways. Just like that. And here again, I like to use the liquid glue because of all the indents. And this is my, what I call the medium leaf. But I wanted some color, so I colored it in cherry cobbler. And it doesn't matter about down here because they will be covered up. That's what I was looking for. As I'm gluing, I'm looking, where did my salutation go? Whoops, I didn't even glue that stem. There. You hold it for a couple seconds and it's down. Wow, I got dirty fingers. Oops. I didn't put the lid back on and I was going to take the lid off. That does not work. Now this goes right in the center over top of, but I went between so I can see as much green as possible. And then you pull it down a bit. And now I'm looking for 2 leaves going in the opposite direction. And there's my 2 leaves, which is, it's such a neat idea to have leaves going in other directions. So you can kind of get that symmetrical look to things. Oops, move, there we go. Don't want it over top the yellow because I want to see the yellow. That's important too. Now just hold that down for a couple seconds. And we'll do this one too. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to press it on this way just to make sure that everything's there. Now we're bringing it again, and we're going to repeat this down here. Ooh, lots of glue. And I don't want that to get all over my card, so spread it out. So is everybody enjoying the snow that we got, are getting? It's still snowing out there. At least it was when I came downstairs. It was a rough night last night. I couldn't get to sleep, aches and pains. Oh my goodness. My usual when the weather changes. Makes it rough, but oh well, that's life. At least I can craft, make my cards, and hopefully make somebody happy. I'm gonna flip this around, just make it easier for me. Just like that. Such pretty colors. I really like these colors together. Just that pop of the cherry cobbler just changes it a bit. Reminds me of the the fall colors. Oh, now I can't even think of it. Sumac. When you're out driving in the winter, how that pop of red just gives you a lift when you see it, because it just brightens up the colors that are out there. Instead of just yellow and that, you get the pop of red. That's what made me think about doing this, because I wanted this kind of like a sympathy card, but I didn't want to put sympathy on it. I wanted it thinking of you. So now what I did is I took dimensionals and I pop this up. Now you could put more dimensionals on it, but I honestly don't think you need any more. Especially if you're just handing the card out. Maybe if you're taking it to the post office, maybe you need some more then, but I don't know. Whoops. Almost put it on upside down. And then you put it to cover the white and try to center it in the middle. That's pretty good. Yeah, that should work. Now we're doing this onto here. Get this more in the center, makes it easier for me. Wanted to make sure that it was opening this way. I don't want to do a left-handed card, even though I'm left-handed. The people I give it to aren't. And they would wonder at me why I did that. I think I'm trying to fool them or something. Yeah, I could put that up in the top. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I changed my mind here. Let me see where this fits in here. I love wiggle time. Now, what I'm going to do, maybe I will, maybe I won't. No, I was going to put a butterfly on, but I can't do this without maybe getting it. So I will put a salutation on the inside when I decide who this is going to go to, and I will cut out some butterflies and I will add it to here, and they will cover up these little spots that somehow I got on there, didn't realize I got there. And okay, now this one I put down here. And attach it on that center. And this one I attached up here. And you can use scissors, you can use anything to put these on, but this was handy, so I'm using it. Now, what I'm going to do is, these are the wonderful gems, and they're quite pretty. And I took 3 of them with my take your pick tool, and I put them on here. There we go. And the card is done. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please push like, share it, and leave me a comment. And tell me if you would like me to see me do a certain stamp set or anything that you would like to see me do. Just pop me a line and let me know, and then I will see about trying to get it done and satisfy your desires. Thanks so much. Bye for now.